Welcome to GTA Racing 2, the real car experience. This video is going to feature the Ruf RT 12 on 3 racetracks, but I will not be speaking over the video when we get to the 3 featured races. Why do I want to do a video on the RT12? It's a rather unique car. It's one of the few cars that's an all-wheel drive. It's an A-class car. Not only is it the most powerful A-class car, it's the third most powerful car in the whole game. There are only 2 other cars with more horsepower than the Ruf RT12. That is the Bugatti and the W Motors Lykan Hypersport. Another thing that's unique about the Ruf here is that if you're collecting the all-wheel drive cars as you're making your way up through the classes of cars in the game, it's the first car you can get to that you can paint a bright color rather than something on the black to white spectrum or dark blue or dark red. You may not believe it, but my car is a cheery yellow here. We're at the rainy track that you get to experience a great deal of with your all-wheel drive cars you're making your way up, because this is the track where you usually get your highest payout. Not with the Ruf here. This is not only a all-wheel drive car, it's a rear-engine car, so it tends to pivot fairly well around corners. The payout is not all that important here. It is a fairly high payout for this car. I will put down in the notes below what all the race's options are for this car when it's offline and the payouts for them, as well as some other information, so do check that. I'd like to show you some of the colors this car is available. You'll see the palette up top there. I will not go through them all. I'm going to go to a racetrack featuring only the Ruf RT12, and you'll get to see it on the other AI cars. I'm doing Barcelona, which is a street course. It's wall-lined. It has 2 different sections with somewhat different characteristics. There is a village or city section and a country section. The city section has got some tight right-angle turns, not overly tight, and the country section is flowing. The car will not reach its maximum speed on this course, but it will show some of the handling and speed characteristics. There we have it, the Ruf RT 12 of Barcelona, 2 laps. And the payout achieved here, and our time. And that's pretty average. It's actually fairly decent, maybe a little better than average, at least for the car, my trim. I do not have my car fully upgraded, as it indicates there. My upgrade status of my car is such it's not maxed out, so your performance may vary slightly. How about we go take this car off to another race? I'd like to take it to a higher speed track. I'm going to be going to the Championship Challenge, competing against the 3 cars that were on the left. The AI will only be driving 2 cars. If the AI does not get a chance to drive a Ruf RT12, the competition is not going to be very tough. Here we are at Côte D'Azur. It's 2-lap knockout, in which he'll do 6-0 both high-speed sections. Have a look at that one. I managed to contact the wall a little more than I anticipated. I'd like to see what my lap time was. It only indicates a best lap time. There we are. That's not that bad, actually. At least for the car in this trim and my abilities. Now let's put us on hold momentarily. I'm going to take this car to another track. I'm going to be doing the A-class competition here. open where the AI can drive any of the A-class cars. I don't imagine we're going to be too much in the way of stiff competition here. It's going to be 2 laps at Heimstrecke Classic Race. And it's a fairly good track in that it's a racetrack without being wall-lined, so anytime you take an excursion off track, you can disappear for a while. So let's get started. Do notice I still have the assist turned off. Wonderful flame. Let's have a look at my lap time. Lap time's good. That's actually fairly good for what I do with this track and this car. And that's, yeah, that's definitely up there. The overall all time's not overly important because usually in the first lap you get slowed up by the traffic. There are other people that have done videos with this car without using driving assist, and I'll try to put those down in the notes below this video, links to those videos as well. You may be interested in those. They do some of the more challenging tracks. So I'm going to call that the video, and I hope it helped you out.